Good day, mathematics learner. Welcome back to my channel. Today's question paper that we're going to treat is November 2022. We are going to treat question 3. So in question 3, it's a measurement. They've given us the two things, which it's a press stick sleeve and the pit container, which is a glue. So there on the scenario, as I've said, we have to read the scenario and understand what the scenario is trying to say before we can start to answer the question. They said that every learner in a technology class is expected to have a press stick and a Pritt glue stick. A Pritt or a glue stick. The press stick is packed in a rectangular shaped sleeve and the Pritt is in a cylindrical container. The dimension of the rectangular face of the press stick sleeve and the cylindrical print container are given below. There it is, the front dimension of the press stick sleeve. It have the length and the width. The length, we know that is the longest side, which is 239 millimeter, and our width is 89 millimeter. So when we go to our Pritt container, which is a glue stick, we have the diameter, which is 30 millimeter. We have the height, which is 114 millimeter, and then we have the measurement for the lid of the glue, which is this part, this one, which is 2.5 centimeter cap, and then we have 7 centimeter. 7 centimeter is representing the height of the glue, only the glue part, excluding the lid, which is the cap, and also the closing part or the opening part, which is down there. This 7 centimeter is only representing where the glue is, and then this 114 millimeter is representing from the opening and closing part up until to the cap of the glue. So this is the measurement that they've given to us. So we are going to answer the questions that we have been given there. So we're going to start with the first question, which is 3.1, 3.1.1. On 3.1.1, they said that calculate the perimeter. We're going to calculate the perimeter of the front of the press stick sleeve. When they talk about the press stick sleeve, they're talking about this thing. We're going to focus on this part here. They said that we may use the following formula. And what we must know is that whenever we are given the formula, the first thing that we must do is to copy down the formula as we are given before we can start to answer the question. And what we must consider and what we must know is that when it comes to the measurement questions wherein we are given the formulas, these are the free marks, is wherein we have to just to put what we have already been given. And what we have to do, or what we must know, is that we only check the units if the units that we are given on the object, they are the same. And if they are not the same, it's our duty to first convert or to change the units and make them the same, because you can't do the calculation with the units that are different. So now we are going to copy down the formula that we are given. The formula that we are given is perimeter equals to 2 multiplied by length plus our width. So this is the formula that we are given. It means that we are going back to the question and the thing that we are given there on the drawing, and look at the length, and we look at the width that we are given. We check here, we have the width, which is 89 millimeter. So where there's a width, we are going to put 89 millimeter. Where there's length, we are going to put 239 millimeter. So we're going to do that substitution on the formula that we have. So we're going to say 2 multiplied by, our length is 239 millimeter plus our width, which is 89 millimeter, because our units were the same. So there is no need for us to go and do the conversion because we have the same units. So the first thing that we do, we are going to add the things that we have inside the bracket, which is 239 plus 89. and then the answer will be 328 millimeter. And then after that, the answer that we have, we must multiply it by 2, which is the one which is outside the bracket, which is 656 millimeter. And when we do the substitution, we must make it a point that we don't leave out the units. We must consider the units also. So that's why we wrote 239 millimeter plus 89 millimeter. We must show the units so that the people who are marking, they can see exactly what you're calculating. And then now let's go to 3.1.2. They said calculate in centimeter the height of the opening or closing part of the print container. They're talking about this part here. We have to calculate this part. And then if we check it means that we have to go and check exactly what we have. As I said, that we have to calculate this part, this one. Let me shade it with the different color, this one. So meaning that we have to go and check the height, the original height of the glue. And the original height of the glue, or the height of the glue, is this one, which is 114 millimeter. We must consider the fact that the question said that our height must be calculated in centimeter. And if you check other measurements, they're in millimeter and others are in centimeter, meaning that we first have to convert our height, which is the height of the glue. So we are going to write height of glue stick, which is 114 millimeter. And we know that when we go from millimeter to meter, we are going upwards, meaning that millimeter is smaller than centimeter. When we go to the bigger units, we have to divide. So from millimeter to centimeter, we go, or we divide by 10. So meaning that we're going to divide this by 10, and then the answer will be, to say 114 divided by 10, and then the answer will be 11,4. 11,4. It's no longer millimeter now, it's centimeter. And then if we check here, we have the part of the lid. We have to come and take out this part, this lid part, and we also take out the middle part, which is the glue part, so that the remainder will be the opening and the closing part. So we are going to say, to calculate the closing or opening part, we are going to say 11,4 centimeter, which is the length of the glue, and then we minus, or we subtract 7 centimeter, which is the part of the glue, which is the middle part, and then we subtract the cap, which is 2.5 centimeter, and then the remaining answer will be the lid. 11,4 minus 7 minus 2,5, and then the answer is going to be 1,9 centimeter. This is the closing and the opening part of this glue. And then now we are going to proceed to question 3.1.3. Okay, we are proceeding to 3.1.3. In 3.1.3, they stated that the actual height of the glue in the print container is 8.5 centimeter, and the volume of the glue rounded to 3 decimal places is 52,346 centimeter cube. They said question number A, they said show how the volume of the glue was calculated if the diameter of the glue is 28 millimeter. Even in this case, they have given us the formula. They said that you may use the formula volume equals to 3.142 multiplied by radius squared multiplied by height. So we are going to copy down the formula, which is volume equals to 3.142 multiplied by radius squared multiplied by height. This is exactly what we have. And then they have given us the fact that the actual height of the glue is 8.5 centimeter. And then they said the volume of the print is 8.5 centimeter, and the volume of the glue rounded to 3 decimal places is 52,346 centimeter cube. They said show how the volume of the glue was calculated if the diameter of the glue is 28 millimeter. They're telling us that the diameter is 28 millimeter. And what we must consider is that our formula does not need us to use the diameter, but it needs us to use the radius. So we are going to first change that 28 millimeter. The first thing that we're going to do is to change that 28 millimeter and make it a centimeter, meaning that we are going to say diameter. We have 28 millimeter. We have to convert it to centimeter, meaning that we're going to say 28 divided by 10 because we are going upwards, and then the answer will be 2.8 centimeter. This is the diameter as a centimeter. After that, because our formula here needs us to use the radius, we have to go and change the diameter and make it the radius, meaning that we're going to say radius equals to diameter divided by 2, which is going to be 2.8 centimeter divided by 2, and then the answer will be 2.8 divided by 2. The answer will be 1.4, meaning that we're going to have 1.4 centimeter. And then after that, we are going to substitute on the formula that we have. We're going to say 3.142 multiplied by, where there's a radius, we're going to put 1.4 centimeter squared multiplied by, we're going to take this height. They said the actual height is 8.5 centimeter, meaning that here we're going to say 8.5 centimeter, and then we're going to say equals. Now we're going to put all the information that we have inside the calculator. We're going to have 3.142 multiplied by open bracket 1.4 close bracket squared multiplied by 8.5, and then the answer will be 52,3. They said to 3 decimal, so it will be 3, 4. We are going to increase 5 and become 6, so it will be 4, 6, and then we have centimeter squared here, and then we have another centimeter here, meaning that it will be centimeter cube. That's it. So we're done with A. Now we're going to B. B, they stated that determine rounded off to the nearest gram the mass of the glue in print container if the density of the glue is 0.82 gram per centimeter cube. You may use the following formula. Even here they give us the formula. They said density equals to mass divided by volume, meaning that we're going to copy down the formula. They said density equals to mass divided by volume. Okay, remember they said that we are going to determine rounded to the nearest gram the mass of the glue in the printer container if the density of the glue is 0.82 gram per centimeter cube. So on the formula we have the space wherein we have to put the density, and then we have the place wherein we have to put the mass, and then we have the place wherein we have to put the volume. But the only thing that we know now is a density and the volume, and the question is requiring us to get the mass, meaning that we're going to take that 0.82 gram per centimeter cube, which is the density. So we're going to put it where there's a density. We're going to put 0.82 gram per centimeter cube, and then equals to, we don't know the mass, and then we are going to divide by the volume. Our volume here is 52,346 centimeter cube. This is exactly what we have. We have the density, and then we have the mass divided by 52,346 centimeter cube. In order for this one not to confuse us, we can rewrite it as 0,82 gram per centimeter cube equals to mass over 52,346 centimeter cube. And then after that, now you can see that we have this side which is fraction, and we have this side which is not fraction. So we can put 1 here, and then we do the cross multiplication like this. And then when we do cross multiplication, it means this one will cancel, and then when this one will be multiplied by this one, which is going to be 0,82 multiplied by 52,346, and then the answer will be 42,924, because we're rounding it to 3 decimal. We'll take this one and it become 4, and then gram, then it will be equals to mass, meaning that mass is 42,924 gram. So that's exactly our answer. So now we can proceed. We are going to the next question, which is 3.2. So when we go to 3.2, they said that water is scarce resource in South Africa. The graph below shows how the volume of the water in the toilet system has been reduced over the years. The picture next to the graph shows a toilet pen with a toilet system. They said that the bar graph toilet flush volume over the years, they said gallons per flush. Before it was 7, 1982 it was 5, 1993 it was 3.5, 1996 it was 1996 onwards it was 1.6. Then toilet pen with a toilet system. They said that the toilet system deities. Then they said toilet pen. They've shown their drawing. Then they gave us the note. The note is a given information. We use it when we do the conversions. So the first thing that they have asked us there in 3.2 is 3.2.1. They said use the information above to answer the questions that follow. Calculate in liters the volume of the water used during February 2022 by a family of 5. If each person flushes the toilet an average 4 times a day during the month. Okay, they're saying that we must calculate in liters the volume of water used during 2002 by a family of 5 if each flushed the toilet at average 4 times during the month. And then there they said that we have the toilet flush volume over the years, the gallons per flush, that is the gallons per flush. They said before it was 7, and then 1982 it was 5, 1993 it was 3.5, and then 1996 onwards, it means 2002 is falling under onwards, meaning that we are going to use that 1.6. And what we must remember is that 1.6, it is in gallons. So we have the work to do to convert from gallons to liter, as the question needs us to get the answer in liters. So we're going to copy down the note, which is 1 gallon equals to 3.785 liter. This is what we have as a given note. So they said that calculate in liters the volume of the water used during February 2022 by the family of 5. So we have 5 family members. These are the members of the family. Then they said that by the 5 family if each person flush the toilet at average 4 times a day, meaning that each person is going to the toilet 4 times and flush a day. They said a day during the month. So meaning that the answer here will be 20 times. It will be 20 times or 20 flushes. It's 20 flushes, not 20 times. And then now we are going to multiply this answer by 1.6 because one flush is equal to 1.6 gallon, meaning that we're going to multiply by 1.6 and then the answer will be 20 multiplied by 1.6 and then the answer will be 32. So this is 22 gallons because here we're multiplying by gallons. So after that we're going to this information here, so we're going to put this one under 1 gallon, so it's going to be 32 gallons equals to, so now we have to calculate those 32 gallons to make it the liter. So we're going to apply the LPD method, meaning that we're going to say 3.785 and then we divide by 1, we multiply by 32 and then the answer will be 121.12 liters. These are the liters that we are going to use. After getting 121.12 liter, I will multiply it by the number of days, which is 28, and then the answer will be 121.12 multiplied by 28, and then the answer will be 3,381.36 liters. So this is the final answer. Next question is 3.2.2. They said, state one way in which a person can save water in this contest. So they're asking how can the person save water in this contest. If you check the contest that we're talking about the toilet and how the people can save water when go to the toilet. When it comes to the question wherein you have to give your own idea, you will never go wrong. You just have to explain what you're understanding. You just have to take the scenario that you're having and bring it to the real life situation, and you think of exactly what you are going to do if this situation is facing you. So when they say state one way in which a person can save water in this contest, I can say that the people must stop flushing the toilet when they go to pee, and they only flush the toilet when they go to do number 2, when they go to the toilet. So that's exactly what I can say. The other thing is that when they go to the toilet, instead of using the whole toilet in it, they can flush and stop before the water finishes and see if the deity that they were trying to flush is washed away. But if not, they can use the water in it. But if it has been washed, you can stop and use the amount of the water that can be used during that flush instead of using the holes in it. And then let's proceed to the next question. The next question is a conversion. It's 3.3, question 3.3. So in 3.3, they gave us the scenario there. Oma is intended baking 2 milk tarts for a friend who will be arriving at 5:30. She uses the ingredients and information below. She can only bake 1 milk tart at the time. While the first milk tart is in the oven, she prepares the second milk tart in order to put in the oven when the moment the first one is taken out. Ingredients and information for 1 milk tart. Preparation time is 30 minutes. Cooking time is 40 minutes. Temperature is 325 Fahrenheit. Serves 8 people. 3 teaspoons butter melted. 1 cup white sugar. 3 eggs yolk. 1 cup cake flour. 1/4 teaspoon salt. 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. 4 and 1/4 cup of milk. 1 cup equals to 250 milliliter. So use the information above to answer the questions. So we're going to start with 3.3.1, and then with 3.3.1, they said that Oma would like the second milk tart to be taken out of the oven 15 minutes before your friend arrives. Determine the time Oma must place the first milk tart in oven. They said Oma would like the second milk tart to be taken out of the oven 15 minutes before your friend arrives. They said the friend will be arriving at 5:30. So determine the time Oma must place the first milk tart in the oven. In order to bake that tart or to cook that tart, it's 40 minutes. So meaning that we have to take to 40 minutes. So what I can do is that I'm going to add those minutes. Let's do it. So I'm going to say 40 minutes of baking the first tart, and the 40 minutes of baking the second tart, and then it will be 80 minutes. In 80 minutes we have 1 hour and then 20 minutes. So they said this person will arrive at 17:30, and then the last tart must finish to be baked by 5:15, meaning that I'm going to my calculator. Let me say 17 fact. Here is DMS, on the other calculator is fact, and then said 15 fact minus 1 20, and then 20 to be fact on the other calculator, and then the time to put the first tart, it must be 5 minutes to 4. So this is the answer. Second question, which is 3.3.2, they stated that convert the baking temperature to degrees Celsius rounded to the nearest 10 degrees. You may use the following formula. They gave us the formula there, and we have to do the substitution. So we first copy the formula. So we're going to say degrees Celsius equals to, open bracket, 38 minus 32 degrees multiplied by 5/9. So there on the question we have the temperature in Fahrenheit. So where there is a Fahrenheit on the formula, we're going to put 325. So we're going to say equals to 325 minus 32 multiplied by 5/9. What we know is that we have to first work the things which are inside the bracket, which is 325 minus 32, and then the answer will be 293 multiplied by 5/9. So we're going to say multiplied by 5/9, and then the answer would be 162.8, and then they said the answer must be nearest 10. So meaning that if it's 10, it will be 160 degrees Celsius, because this one is less than 5, and if we run this one to the side, it will be 163. So when we run to the 10th, it will be 160 degrees. And then let's go to 3.3.3. They said determine how many liters of the milk woman needs to bake the 2 milk tarts. So there, what did they say about the milk? They said the milk must be 4 whole number 1/4 cups of the milk. So they said determine how many liters of the milk woman needs to bake the 2 milk tarts. So when we talk about 4 whole number 1/4, let's convert this and make a reasonable number. We're going to say 4 this side, and we'll say 1/4, and the answer will be 4.25. So we have the given information here, which is a note which says 1 cup equals to 250 milliliter. So we're going to say 1 cup equals to 250 milliliter, and here we have 4.25 cups of milk. So we're going to put this 4.25 cups here. So we take the answer to the milliliter first. So we're going to say we use LVD method, 250 divided by 1 multiplied by 4.25, and the answer will be 1062.5 milliliter. Now we have to do the conversion. We know that when it comes to conversion, we start with milliliter, and then we go to liter, and then we go to kiloliter, and then you know that we move from the smaller one to bigger one by 1,000, and then when we go this side, we divide. So we're coming from milliliter, we're going to liter, meaning that we're going to divide this by 1,000, meaning that we're going to say 1062.5 divided by 1,000, and then the answer will be divided by 1,000, and the answer will be 1, let's say 1.1 liter. So this is the answer. So thank you for watching.